Hello and welcome to Active Bryant Fitness Systems. I don't know why the word is backwards, maybe because I'm dyslexic. That's a joke. But I want to talk about getting bigger without having to lift heavier. Can this be done? Yes, it certainly can, and I'm the living proof of this. I've got weights indoors, 45 kilo kettlebells, 25 kilo dumbbells going up to 35, EZ bar, 45 kilo, and some club bells and some Swiss balls and TRXs. Now, really, what is really important is consistency. If you want to get bigger, you've got to have consistency in your training. So that means 4 days a week, not missing sessions. I would say have a week off or two at the end of each month or the end of each 8 weeks, in which to let everything relax and heal itself and get better. So gaining muscle is all about messing around with the reps, sets, loads and tempos. So if you stay in the rep zone of 1 to 4, this is pure strength. Okay, if you go up to 15 to 20 reps, you're into pure endurance. Does that make sense? So you've got to find what your body works better with. Now, if I stay in the rep zone of 1 to 6, I get stronger and my muscles feel thicker and fuller. Does that make sense? But if I go into the 15 to 20 rep zone, I look more cut and more defined because it's cardiovascular or endurance for the muscle. Okay, so remember you've got different fiber types, which they're saying there's 4 fiber types. Some people say there's 3, depending on your knowledge and your understanding. So let's say you want to get bigger calf muscles. This muscle group is endurance because it's keeping you standing up all day long. The same with your legs. So if you train the calf muscle for hypertrophy, like 8 to 12 repetitions, it's not enough in which to get change in the calf muscle. Now, when I train my calves, which is on leg day, I do my feet forward, feet out to an angle, then feet on an inner angle, in which to hit all different areas of the calf muscle. Does that make sense? In which for the calf muscle to have a 3D look, that it looks much bigger because I've strengthened it in all these different angles. Does that make sense? The same with the bicep. If you just do bicep curls only, you'll get one type of look. But if you do reverse curls, hammer curls, a combination of all 3 together, which I do now, you'll see the contours of the bicep change a lot. Does that make sense? The same with the pectorals. I don't just do benching on my Swiss ball. I'll do one arm pushing. I'll do alternative pushing on the Swiss ball. Or I'll do pause pushing where I'll come here, I'll pause for 2, then I'll explode out and just do 6 reps. Does that make sense? Because you've got to remember your training age is really important. So if you've been working out for over 30 years like myself, I've got to hit the body in so many different ways in which to get growth. And this is what the steroid boys and guys with low experience don't understand. Because they'll start training and within 8 weeks they'll improve by 100%. Then after that it will plateau, and then it's the program design that changes and massively improves the body. Does that make sense? And consistency of exercise. So I walk everywhere. I don't drive, right? I'm against driving. So I walk everywhere. So I'm constantly working my cardiovascular system, maybe at a lower rate, but still burning body fat and still keeping the body in shape, age 53, yeah? So really, really important that you look at your program design, and it's not all about lifting gargantuan weights. Yes, you can lift gargantuan weights if you're doing strongman competition, or your goal is you want to feel stronger in the gym. But it's not necessarily about how much weight you lift compared to how big you're going to be. So I used to know the British powerlifting champion, and he was only about 5'4", and he used to train in a gym in Essex. And I used to see him, and he used to load up the bar, do his deadlift, one set, and walk out of the gym. And I'll go, fucking hell, I'm doing 50 sets, and you're doing maximum weight, one set, and walking out. I said, I don't understand that. And then I learned that later on, the neuro pathway for strength training is that if you do a 1 rep max, you're not supposed to do it for 5 to 10 days after. And if you do it 5 to 10 days after, you're damaging your body, will cause overtraining, depression, aches and pains, or injury. Does that make sense? So the more that you make sure that you don't overtrain and you rest and recover, the stronger you become. Does that make sense? So during the pandemic, I went down to 11 stone, and I thought, I'm going to be weak as a pussycat when I went in the gym. And for the first 6 weeks, I was quite much weaker than what I used to be when I was heavier. But then as I got consistency, regularity of my training, because I was ill for about a good 6 months, I wasn't right. Then when I started to feel better again, and I went in and done deadlifting in the gym, I done over my max, even though I wasn't lifting my max. Does that make sense? And this is when you've been training for years and years and years and years and years. You're building up this memory in the muscle. You're building up this strength that you won't lose. The same argument with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was the best heavyweight knockout merchant ever. And now he's going against Jake Paul. And Jake Paul is going to get a rude awakening unless they've made a deal, underhanded deal, where they're going to go, right, I'm going to put you down. Everyone's going to talk about it. Then you're going to come back, and then you're going to put me down. So he gets 2 paydays. Does that make sense? And this happens a lot in boxing, you know, if you see the real of boxing. Does that make sense? Sometimes we'll go, he shouldn't have won, he should have won. Does that make sense? The same as when we saw the fight with AJ and the cage fighter, and AJ just gave him a great jab, a follow-through jab with a body. And obviously AJ's weight, because he's, 21 stone, 20 stone, put Ogano out on the floor, you know what I mean? Whereas when he went against Tyson Fury, he made Tyson Fury look feeble. He made Tyson Fury look like he never had a fight. So it's really important for you to remember, it's not about lifting the gargantuan weight. Yes, as guys and some girls, we all want to lift gargantuan weight. But as you age, you've got to be careful. The chances of injury goes up dramatically. Yeah? So be careful of that and be aware of that. And really, write down everything you do. Every session, I write down what I'm doing. So I know if I'm not 100%, say for that training day, I will always still do the same weight, but do less repetitions. So let's say at the moment I'm doing 6, 12, 25. Last session, when I got to 20, it was really difficult. So I dropped it down to 20, but then we'll bring it up to 25 when I'm feeling that my body's getting used to it again. Does that make sense? Once the 20 becomes easy. And Charles Parloquin, strength and conditioning coach to 200 athletes in 200 different sports, so he worked with virtually everybody, said that if you have a training age of more than 5 years, your workout program should change every 2 weeks. If it doesn't, then you become stagnant and you won't get the change. I just got a message. And you won't get the change and you won't get the improvement. Your body will become stagnant in what you're doing. So keep messing around with it, but make sure that you document what you're doing. So you can get big lifting small, because most bodybuilders, the ones that are on gear, you'll see that they lift small in the gym. They don't lift heavy. because of the amount of juice that they got in the body, the growth rate, because they're on steroids, is phenomenal. And that's why they found in studies, which I watched a couple of days ago, guys even on steroids that don't work out grow and get bigger, because it's a drug, isn't it? And then what happens is, as soon as they come off of the gear, if they've not been training or can't train to the same capacity, this is why they drop a load of size. But the ones that are clever will write down everything that they're doing, and then when they come off their cycle, try and keep to the same weight ratio that they were doing, so they don't drop in size. But they lose mental focus, they lose the drive of how they used to train when they're on their cycle. Does that make sense? Please comment down below if you agree or disagree. And sorry about my dyslexic t-shirt. It's the phone reading it backwards, which is really annoying. I'll have to go down the iStore and find out how to switch it around when doing YouTube videos. So thanks very much. Thank you for listening, and peace out and have a great day. Bye.